Will there be any pressure put on China in regards to the Uyghurs and the concentration camps? And I just want to go backwards on that a little bit. 2008 for the Olympics there was the opportunity for China to build many of those build many of those camps, because they did all the construction for it under the cloak of 2008 Olympics, and also under the 2009, was it 2009 or 2010 Shanghai World's Fair. So that gave them a good opportunity to kind of have an umbrella to their own actions. What now happens with the Uyghurs? And again, thank you, Walter. It's such an important question.
It depends on what the definition of pressure is. I mean, there's already some pressure put on Beijing. It's not enough by any means to have them change course. It hasn't been enforced much. You got a lot of U.S. companies that are keeping very silent about this because they're dependent on Xinjiang. You've got restrictions on cotton and tomatoes already, but you've got a real big problem when it comes to solar. And so I think when we're going to start seeing this is, one, as the Olympics get closer, Xinjiang is going to become a bigger issue. But also when we start talking about Biden's next stimulus, this Build Back Better thing, in the eyes of progressives, this will be very heavy into a lot of investment into solar, a lot of investment into green tech. A lot of the inputs to this come from Xinjiang and can't simply be replaced by saying, okay, well, we're gonna buy American and the Americans are going to somehow produce it. There's all kinds of there's just an enormous market out there that U.S. and other companies have been tapping for a long time. As we get into the next stimulus discussion around infrastructure, around green, this is going to become very sensitive because the optics about buying things from Xinjiang, even if it's legal, which it may not be, but if it's legal, it's still really bad optics for the Biden administration to do. So they're going to have a real clash between the human rights wing that wants to do more on Xinjiang and the green side that want to do more about building green tech and need Xinjiang inputs for that. And yes, there's an overlap. And yes, all green inputs don't come from Xinjiang. But look, when you're talking about the size of the commitments that they're talking about for this next U.S. stimulus program, you've got a real clash there. And